On
You
live.
Live, yeah.
Hey, live for the world. I thought, I'm doing this thing where I want all the speakers to have an interview with me. So hopefully it'll get people interested and piqued and won't want to miss coming to Science and Soul 2019. So
Yeah.
I'm here interviewing my best friend, Thomas Kuehn. He doesn't like to be called Dr. Thomas Kuehn, but he is a doctor. He's a neonatologist out of Berlin, Germany, and just a wicked cool guy. So I'm just going to let you talk, Thomas. Just, kind of give me a little bit of your background, where you're coming from, and how long have you worked in neonatology?
Yeah. Hi, Mary. So thank you for calling me. Well, I work now for approximately 40 years, I think, or
Wow.
what's a good long time in pediatrics and neonatology. And I work in a level 3 perinatal center in Berlin, in Germany. And my focus is mostly intensive care. I work there as a consultant, and mainly intensive care for extremely preterm birth, as well as intensive care for infants,
Mhm.
and sometimes for children up to 17 years of age.
Wow, nice. But now, have you always had a passion for developmentally supportive care? How did that kind of come into your practice?
Um, I think that besides very modern evidence-based neonatal care, developmental care and family-centered care, or some might say family integrating care,
Mhm.
are absolutely the most important things we must focus on in the future. We all have learned that on one side, high sophisticated technology in neonatal care lays only the ground for good long-term outcomes
Mhm.
after preterm birth. But for my opinion, bonding between mother and child and secure attachment, self-confidence for parents are very necessary if we want to have excellent neurodevelopmental outcomes for our tiny babies. So the avoidance of the so-called three-letter diseases like retinopathia or
Mhm.
IVH or NEC or whatever, uh, and then undisturbed brain development is for a fetus outside the womb, it's very important. And we will reach those goals only if we have well-trained parents as our partners in the
Mhm.
NICU.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
That's
you're
my
absolutely right.
strongly opinion. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I think it's slowly taking ground, but it's really frustrating that it's taken decades,
Decades, yeah, long time,
I mean,
decades. You're right.
for something that is so natural and so appropriate to have to convince our colleagues, it really can be a challenge. And I think it's nice, to have presenters like yourself come to the conference with all of your experience and how you look through the work that you do, that medical lens, really, I think gives hope to people, that we're starting to see this. It's a little bit too slow for my taste, but so
Yeah.
I know, I hear some comments from my European colleagues about the term trauma-informed care, that it doesn't really fit well and it doesn't translate well. And I wondered if you could kind of speak to what your thoughts are about this concept. Does it resonate within your community?
Yeah, it's not very well known here in Europe or in Germany,
Mm-hmm.
but I believe that very preterm birth or intensive care for any kind of baby or infant is physiologically and also psychologically very traumatic for the child and also for the parents.
Mm-hmm.
So long-term care for a preterm in a high-tech NICU environment will result in very traumatic experiences, not only for the child, but also for the whole family.
Mm-hmm.
And we already know from good research and good publications that parents are stressed, not only during the NICU stay, they are very often traumatized for a long time right after discharge. And I believe strongly that the manner of care, the attitude of each team member, and the hospital environment, and last but not least, professional psychological psychological support plays a large role or a huge role in determining the impact of that trauma.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think, do you guys over there have psychology support for the NICU?
Yeah, we have that. There's a
Yeah.
special law in Germany for, I think, 4 years now, that
Wow.
every level 3 and level 2 NICU has to provide psychological support by a professional.
Wow.
And that's a huge progress, in my opinion.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
it should be spread all over the world if it's possible.
Yeah, it should be. Absolutely. We do not have that as a standard here in the US, and it is super, super frustrating. So,
Yeah.
so what one thing would you tell a NICU clinician to change in their practice immediately? I know sometimes, you can feel overwhelmed by all of the changes and recommendations, but in your opinion, is there one thing that you could tell somebody that they could do on their next shift?
Yeah, maybe regarding to the topic we are speaking in right now, please open the NICU for the parents and for the whole family. Accept that families are partners and partners in the whole care process.
Yeah.
And establish structures and policies who will train and qualify those traumatized parents
Mm-hmm.
and give them a chance to be primary caregivers.
Yeah.
Because only the parents can provide a consistent care environment for their child. And in my opinion, parents are parents and never visitors in an ICU.
Exactly.
And we have to keep in mind that brain matters. Brain for the preterm, but brain of the parents as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's good. I mean, it's so practical, and it really is easy. I mean, I think people try and make things more complicated, but it really is easy. Just be human.
Yeah,
Just be
yeah.
a person.
Yeah.
So now on to the conference. What was your experience with the first Science and Soul Congress? And what do you think about coming back?
Yeah, I participate in the first Congress in Bruges in Belgium, and I saw high quality presentations from well-named international speakers about different topics in neonatal care. And this was very, very interesting, very important for me. And secondly, it was a quite good chance to meet with other scientists, other doctors and nurses, and have discussions and talks about the presentations, about the topics of the Congress, and also about our daily work. And last but not least, we had a unique atmosphere where in Belgium, in the city and in the hotel, in the Congress location, it was quite perfect for me.
Yay, so you're coming back again.
Yeah, I will do. I will like it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so wicked excited that you're going to be coming back again. And I'm so grateful that you gave me your time and your insights about developmental care. I'm looking forward to posting this in the newsletter. And that's it. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.